Yes, come in. Have a seat. Rishab, tell us about yourself.
Sir, my name is Rishab Singh. I was born and brought up in Varanasi. Sir, initial years of schooling also I did in Varanasi. Later on, sir, family moved to West Bengal, whereby I did most of my schooling. My family consists of my father, mother and elder brother. And I have done my graduation in mining engineering from IIT IAS Dhanbad. My hobbies include following recent trends in blockchain technology and doing an engineering program. Yes, sir.
Okay, Rishab.
Yes.
I'll start with your interest in blockchain technology. What is it? Briefly, if you can explain to us.
Ma'am, the blockchain technology is actually a technology whereby, ma'am, the informations is stored in a decentralized manner, ma'am, in a decentralized ledger. For example, ma'am, Bitcoin, all the transactions that have taken starting from 2009 up till now has been stored in approximately 20,000 computers. So, ma'am, blockchain technology is a revolutionary technology that allows peer-to-peer transaction without any third-party intermediary, ma'am. Yes.
And has it been, what are its practical uses? Has India adapted or adopted it in any particular schemes in India?
Yes, ma'am. The government is adopting blockchain technology. The Andhra Pradesh government is using the blockchain technology for land record management, ma'am. Ma'am, recently RBI has also said that they are launching the CBDC, the central bank digital currency. Ma'am, this is also based on blockchain technology. Ma'am,
what about the Aadhaar card?
With respect to Aadhaar card, ma'am, I don't see any recent trend, ma'am, but Election Commission of India in collaboration with IIT Madras is also using blockchain technology in voting purposes, ma'am.
And even in issuing of certificates and land record certificates and all, I think it's being used, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
When you say turbulence with respect to Pakistan, China, what is it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, with respect to turbulence, I mean for example, China flexing its muscle at the LAC, ma'am, and terrorists crossing the border from a line of control from Pakistan side to India side, ma'am. Here we see that there is some problem. So this is what I meant, ma'am.
Okay. Then continue.
And ma'am, also with respect to neighborhood, ma'am, there is some problems also associated. For example, Myanmar not having a democracy and coup is there.
We are still dealing with them. We don't insist on democracy, do we?
No, ma'am, we try to maintain good relationships despite
whoever is in power, because it's important that there are neighbors. We can't wish away our neighbors. Yeah. Yes?
So, ma'am, also I remember one of the quote of our ex-Prime Minister, ma'am, whereby, ma'am, he said that we can change our friends, but we cannot change our neighbors. So, ma'am, in this regard, ma'am, the foreign policy is very we take care of our neighbors, especially the smaller nations, ma'am. We also follow the Gujarat doctrine, ma'am, here. So, with respect to neighbor, ma'am, it is helping the neighbors, especially the smaller one, without an expectation of reciprocity from them.
But we are not, Pakistan is in such a mess. We are not, helping Pakistan in any way.
Ma'am, sorry.
Pakistan is in such a financial, economic crisis mess. We are not helping them out.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. This is because in Pakistan there are other stakeholders also involved. For example, ISI, army, ma'am, which is using terrorism. So if we are helping them financially, this money can come back to India in a negative manner, can be utilized for terrorism.
What is our approach? What have we basically told them? Their Prime Minister spoke in the UAE and said, we are sorry, we've been not doing this, we need to condemn. But the minute he came back, he said Kashmir again. So what has been holding back the whole process?
Ma'am, with respect to normalizing the relationship with Pakistan, I believe, ma'am, a democratic government will always be pro-people and they will not...
They said they're democratic. They don't say we are not democratic.
They do not...
They call themselves as a democracy in the Islamic world especially.
Yes, ma'am. But, ma'am, we see that in Pakistan's government, there is a lot of control of army and ISI, ma'am. We also see that, ma'am, none of the Prime Minister has completed a 5-year tenure in Pakistan. So, ma'am, and there is toppling of government all the time happening. So, ma'am, I believe that army and ISI do not want a stable government and they want their influence. Rather, they want that.
And vis-a-vis India? Vis-a-vis India?
Yeah, vis-a-vis India, ma'am, they want some instability at the border. This will benefit the army and ISI, and hence, ma'am, I believe that this is the major thing that is holding us back. Apart from this, ma'am, obviously there are some terrorist organizations, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen, these operating in Pakistan. So these are the issues, ma'am, that is holding back the normalcy of